Hi, everybody. So I have a message to share, and I was going to go live on Facebook, but my integration for Zoom into Facebook isn't working. And I can split this up I can repurpose this into other content. All right. Apologize about my Magic Monday. Mondays might not be a good day for me. I'm going to go live next Monday, but I might have to change the time. That 7 o'clock seems to get me. I wanted to make it 7 o'clock for people who were getting off work, but I think I'm gonna change it to the morning. Go live on Monday mornings. The evenings are a little challenging. All right. How's everybody doing? All right. So I have something to share. As always, this is not going to be a long conversation. I just want to talk about a few things. So the first thing is the retreat that was supposed to be for Valentine's Day is being moved to August 8th, 8/8, 8/8/25. There's only 8 spots available for that. Well, 7 spots, 8 total. And if you want to apply, application is open. Just let me know. Can send me a DM. You can write on the video. If you're on my podcast, again, you can send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook or an email. I have all that stuff listed on my podcast for contact. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into why you don't have your dream man. I know people who watch me, you're probably thinking there's several reasons I don't have my dream man, according to you, right? Because I do post a lot of videos and a lot of content that tells you why you don't have your dream man. But there's always two main ones. Two main ones. You could get all the clients in the world, and they each have these two things in common. The rest of them, the situation fluctuates. One might have these two things, one might have these three things, one might have this one thing, you know? But these are the top two that all of them have. All right, let me put this in perspective. I want you to think about or remember a time when someone complimented you on something. It can be physical or it can be intangible. A time that someone told you, maybe they said something like, "Oh, I wish I had your confidence." Or, "Oh, girl, you should be a model." Or, "You're so inspirational." Or, "You're a celebrity, you're famous." Or, "Your outfit is beautiful." Sometimes, especially about the outfit, sometimes when we get compliments, we feel the automatic need to give a compliment back. That's not receiving. Then here's the bigger picture. During the times when people say that to you, like, "You're so confident. I love your confidence. I wish I had your confidence." Or, "You're so fine." Or, in my daughter's case, "You have the most beautiful freaking hair." She's got thick, beautiful, curly hair. And she doesn't want to wear the puff, quote unquote. You could tell her till you're blue in the face how beautiful her puff is, how beautiful she is with the puff. She lays her edges down all nicely. You could tell her till you're blue in the face and until you throw up out your nose. She just doesn't hear you. How many times has that happened to you? Where someone's telling you something and about you and you don't connect with it. You're so confident. You're like, "Oh, girl, no, I was not confident. I was nervous the whole time." Or, "That dress is so beautiful on you." "Oh, girl, no, it's orange. And I'm light skinned. Orange and light skin don't go together. We're not supposed to wear orange and yellow." We've all been there. So when someone tells you something like that and you aren't immediately open to receive it, it's usually because you have the belief of the opposite. That's why you rejected it. Because come on now. On a day that you've dressed up and you know you're looking good because you intentionally set yourself up that way. When you're out in public and people say, "Oh my gosh, girl, that outfit is it. You are beautiful. I love your hair." That day, you're like, "Yes, thank you. Oh, this dress. Oh, thank you." You're soaking it up because you didn't have the belief that you got dressed and left the house and didn't look nice. You left the house with the intention to look good, feel good, have a good day, right? Okay. In reverse, when someone compliments you on something that you don't think you have or that you think you're still developing, you tend to not receive it. And part of that is because you have the opposite belief. If someone's complimenting your confidence, you're like, girl, no, I'm not confident. I was nervous the whole time. I almost didn't do it, blah, blah, right? In my case, people have told me how powerful I am. And I have said, what? Not to them, but in my brain, what? Powerful. And they're not talking about the manifestation aspect of powerful, how your mind creates and you're just so powerful. They were speaking in terms of when you have a speaking message and you speak it, your message touches people, you're powerful. When you show up on live and you are talking about what you're passionate about, you are powerful. They were giving me it's different people at different times, but I've heard it a lot. And it wasn't one of my affirmations. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not powerful. And it took maybe about 20 people to say it before I started giving it an analysis, before I wrote it down in my journal and I started writing out, why don't you think you're powerful? Now, you know, your thoughts are powerful, but why don't you think you're powerful? That opposite belief is the only thing keeping you from your dream man. Let me add some emphasis. We'll use confidence because I keep jumping around examples. People letting you know all the time that you're confident. They love your confidence. They want to mimic your confidence. Your confidence is contagious. And you're either saying or thinking or feeling, I'm not confident. If these people knew I wasn't confident, they wouldn't da 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 da. And then that's where imposter syndrome comes in for those of us who have businesses, but this is not a business conversation. That opposite belief, I want you to pay attention to something really closely. When they tell you, when you've heard, when you've read that you were born worthy and nothing's changed, you are naturally peace, you are naturally joy, you are naturally love, you are naturally prosperous. But you don't feel these things because you don't see evidence of these things because maybe something happened in your childhood or maybe where you grow up or there's all these things that affect our beliefs, right? But we don't believe the thing. Here, we always need proof. We always need evidence. And then when we get the proof and we get the evidence, sometimes we don't believe it. Those people telling you about your confidence are your proof. They can see your confidence. They can see your radiance. It cannot be seen if it's not there. So it's naturally been there. It never left. It's still there. Bye. Even while you don't, stop eating my stuff. Even when you don't believe it, it's still there. It's still a fact. It's still happening. For instance, this is a really big, broad example, but people who don't believe in God, does that stop him from existing? Let's not even call him him. Does that stop God from existing? I don't believe in God. Does that stop God from existing? It does not. Now, what it might stop is your awareness of God in everything, of the awareness of God within yourself. So you're going to see things that are godless, whatever that looks like. Probably not wonderful. which is going to perpetuate your belief that there's no God. But that doesn't make it an actual fact. There's been a God, there'll always be a God. Creation came from God, love is God, everything is God. It's going to be God, whether you see it, feel it, taste it, touch it, think it, believe it, or not. And that's how worth works. Your worth is there no matter what you believe about yourself. You do not depreciate in value no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter who you're around, and magically, no matter what you believe. The only person who cannot see your confidence is you. And then, of course, there's people who have to match your belief. So there's going to be those few people who trickle in who tell you, girl, your confidence is horrible. These are only your own thoughts coming out of people's mouths. So at the same time, you get the reflection of people's confirmation of your thoughts coming out of their mouth. You also have the confirmation of who you are, who you actually are. Being afraid of who you are, because that's what the opposite belief is. When you don't believe you're confident and you naturally are, when you don't believe you have a contagious vibe, when you naturally do, when you don't believe you're powerful, you don't show up powerful. That's it. And then you don't see the evidence of powerful. You hear people say, "Hey, you're powerful. You're so powerful. Your words are powerful. Your delivery is powerful. Your message is powerful. Your mission is powerful." You're just like, "Okay, I don't feel the power. I don't feel powerful. I don't even see what you're saying. But it's nice that you think that about me." Here's the rundown. Those things that happen that in that way, those are the truth. Your truth. That means it's never left you. The only person who can't see it is you. But that's it. It doesn't make it not true. Just because you believe that about yourself. Oh, I'm not confident. I'm not powerful. That doesn't make it true. Other people can't see that. You will have the people who reflect your thoughts back to you out of their mouth. But you'll have more people who see you for who you actually are. When I got to journaling about being powerful, because remember, this is something that I heard for a long time from a lot of people, especially now having my business. And I told you it's not one of my affirmations, so this isn't one of my grounding beliefs about myself. And now I'm gonna have to work on it. um, but when the I've been told that a lot of my life. And sometimes it even comes out in the form of, you should be an attorney. You should have been an attorney. You should be an attorney. You're so powerful. You're so da 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 da. It comes out in that way too. And recently, there were about 5 people who said that I was powerful. And I didn't feel it. I didn't say anything back. It just was like, oh, that's nice. Another one. And I started journaling about it. Why don't I feel like I'm powerful? What is that? You know, I hold a powerful message. I know my message is powerful. But why is it that I don't think that the messenger is just as powerful or more powerful as the message? I don't know. I wrote it all out though. And I am pretty powerful. There was that realization, and it's always been there. And that's when it came to me and it all unfolded on paper that your truth is always with you. You were born worthy. You were born all the good things. You're naturally all the good things. You don't stop being those things just because you became an adult. You don't stop being those things just because you made a few bad choices when you were stuck in survival mode. You don't depreciate in worth. Therefore, you don't depreciate in who you actually are. let that be your evidence. Because some of us, we are creating things and we look into the world for the proof of it. When the proof of it is inside of you, how long can you hold the thing? How long can you stay true to your vision? That's the proof. Out here in the world is not the proof. Actually, in the world, it's late. It's late. I thought of this thing. I imagined this thing. I decided on this thing 2 minutes ago. You're late showing up into the world because it took you 6 months. You can't look to the world for evidence. Back on track, though. That is your evidence for those of us who need evidence. That's your evidence. So the next time someone tells you that you're confident, yeah, I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me because I tend to forget. I live in a world where they teach us to put ourselves last. I live in a society where humility is better than confidence. I live in a society where I'm supposed to love everybody else and not love myself. How on earth do I spend all this time with me and I'm the last person to get love from me? That doesn't even make any sense. That's how you know they taught us to be small. But this message isn't about them. This message is about you. So everyone else can see it. The only person who can't see it is you. But just because you can't see it, it does not stop it from being true. It does not stop it from existing, and it does not stop everybody else from seeing it. And that's where we talk about alignment. People who are in alignment with you will be attracted to you. People who actually want to see you succeed will help you succeed, will encourage you and pour into you and support you because they see your light, because they see your power, because they see your confidence, because they believe in what you're doing and where you're going and how you're doing it. This is why they say all you need is one person to believe in you. Because when you get down to the darkest pits of your life, everybody doesn't get there. Some of us do. I was there. When I was down in the darkest pits of my life, I didn't have one person who believed in me. That person was me. But I am a firm believer that you need at least one person to believe. And sometimes that one person has to be you, but you just need one person to believe, and that's why. To be reminded of your light. Now, I said all this to say what? Because I did hop on here and I did say, what's stopping you from getting your man? The man of your dreams, not just any man. The one. What's stopping you from getting him? Well, can you guess? What's stopping you from getting your man is the belief. Because the man that you desire, I took notes, so give me a second. The man that you desire, just because you don't believe that he exists. You believe you made up a man. You wrote him on paper and that he's too good to be true. Whoever taught us that, throw that shit out, by the way. Excuse my French. He's not too good to be true. No one is too good to be true for you. You're too good to be true. How can someone be too good to be true for you? Back to our regularly scheduled programming. The dream man you desire, he already sees you as his match, but you don't. So if you, let's call it glasses. It's called the belief that you have glasses because that's the filter in which you're looking through. So you have the belief that you created this man and he's too good to exist and he doesn't exist and only good men exist in fairy tales. And that if this is a good man, you're going to have to sacrifice something like your career or your independence or your blah, 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 or whatever beliefs that you have, right? Those beliefs keep you only aware of men who don't match your true desire. That's why you see the ones that you want flicker through your life. You get all these men and all this attention and all these guys who wine and dine you and want to take you out. And then you find there's something missing. It's usually passion, but you find there's like, okay, great. He looks good on paper. It looks like he'll treat me right here, right? But there's this wrong with him, but there's this wrong with me, but I don't like this. We're not going to mesh here, right? Okay. And some people don't even know that it's the passion that's missing. So you only through that filter of your beliefs are only aware of the men that you don't want, that you're not interested in, that you're not passionate about, then that one slides through or those two slide through that you have a vested interest in. And then you think that you're doing something different in the dynamic. You're thinking to yourself, I don't want to run him off like the last guy. I don't want us to break up like the last guy. I don't want to argue with him the way I was arguing in my last relationship, so I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to let this happen. I'm not going to let this happen because of this, because I want this to happen. I don't want this man to leave. And then you end up with two different sets of standards. You have the standards for the guys that you don't really care about, which keeps them coming back. Because that's another live for another day. In parentheses, men are subconsciously wired to follow your standards. Now you have the men who are like low, low, low at the totem pole. They're not going to follow your standards. You're going to set your standards and they're going to leave. But that's going to let you know that they are not who you're looking for. And that's fine. But men of value, men with sustainability, they will follow your standards. But because you're invested in this man and you like this man, you are overthinking how you show up with this man, which makes his energy hot and cold. And sometimes it runs him off too because the high value ones, they know what they want. And if you come in flaky, hazy, crazy, they leave. So one wonderful thing about high value men is they stand on their standard. There is no ifs, ands, buts, or we're not giving you the benefit of the doubt. They see a red flag, they out. They see an orange flag, their foot is in that direction. But women, even high value women, we have two sets of standards. Keep your standards. Men follow the standards. But this is not a live about standards. So anyway, the man you want isn't out of reach because he's already real. He already exists the same way that your confidence already exists. It's already there. You already exude it. People already see it. People already feel it. People already are in love with it, but you believe that it's not there. This is the same way. That man has always freaking been there. But what stops you from seeing him is your belief that you made him up, that he doesn't exist, that he's too good to be true, that all the good men are taken. Number two, guess what? You've always been her, too. You just have to believe that you're not her. You waver in your thinking between thinking like you're not her and thinking like you are her. You are her for the guys that you don't want. But then somehow you're not her for the guy that you do want. But guess what? Whether you believe it, see it, think it, feel it or not, you've always been her. Her who? The woman who has it all. The woman who has her dream man. The woman who built her empire and still has her dream man with her. The woman who doesn't have to sacrifice. The woman who doesn't have to give up what she doesn't want to give up. The woman who can have love the way she wants love, can have business the way she wants business, can have family the way she wants family, can have travel the way she wants travel. You have always been the woman who had it all. You just didn't see it because you didn't believe it. You didn't give yourself permission to see it, to reach out and grab it. But your love life does not have to match this energy anymore. I just made you killer aware of what's standing between you and your dream man. How long you gonna make that king wait? You don't have to stay in this energy because deep down, you're believing a story that says you can't have what you already are. You already are the woman who has it all. How can you not have what you have all of? You are already deeply loved. How can you not have all of it? And number three, the only reason you haven't met him, which I've already said this, but I have to reiterate, repetition until learning takes place. The only reason you haven't met him yet is because the disconnect is not the man. The disconnect is your belief. And the moment you shift from, I hope I can have this, maybe this is real, Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it'll be this guy. Let me not get my hopes up too high because as soon as you drop whatever those are and you shift that into, I was always meant to have this. Nothing is too good to be true. This always belonged to me. The fun thing about desire is we have so much resistance to it. It's like, I desire my dream man. Okay, that's it. Fun fact. Done. No, not for us. It's, I desire my dream man. Oh shit. I just made a man that's not even real. I'm thinking about Cinderella and fairy tales. There's no Prince Charming. I can get him handsome, but I can't get him fit. I can get him fit, but I can't get him healthy. I can get him healthy, but I can't manifest a man who goes past the basics of chivalry and surprises. Oh, great, now I have a chivalrous man, but I don't have a romantic man. Great, I can have a man who does like, ah! You can have the man that you wrote down on paper. The problem is your belief. Stop shifting from your belief. If you wrote that man down on paper, he fucking exists because where did he come from? Where did he come from for you to write it on paper? Oh, my imagination. Guess what, guys? Your imagination is the true reality. If things that you see in this world show up in this world last, that's the last phase of creation, that means this isn't even real. The moment you desired it, it was real. There would not have been a man to write down on paper if it was not real. Who do you think you are? To create something, quote unquote, that never existed. Never existed, was never possible. Like, if in that case, bring a dinosaur back. Because if you think you can conceive this man on paper and not in physical form, then create me a dinosaur. Because the reason you have the desire is because he exists. He is in a reality ready for you. That's why you have the desire. He's waiting. He's ready. He's done the work. He's calling for you. And you're too busy battling yourself that he doesn't actually exist because he's too good to be true, because he's on paper, because he's in your journal, because you dream about him. You'd rather dream about him. You'd rather watch Tiana kiss a frog and marry a prince. You'd rather watch Cinderella be treated badly and marry a prince and have her stepsisters groveling at her feet. You would rather believe it's a fairy tale tend to believe that you deserve it, that you celebrate that you created it, celebrate that it's waiting for you. This is why you don't have your dream man. You don't even believe that he exists. So your awareness, you're not aware of him. He's probably walked past you 50 times today. But you can't be aware of him because you don't even believe that he exists. How can you see somebody, meet somebody that you don't believe exists? And you don't even have to believe he exists. Believe that it's possible that he can exist. Don't force yourself to believe. Believe in the possibility because everything that could ever exist is now. The only thing that separates you from now, well, nothing separates you from now, but the only thing that separates you from where you think you want to be is thought. That's it. You're not thinking like the woman who has her dream man. Most of you don't even move like you're looking for a husband. You still move like girlfriends. And then make up all these rules and call them standards. Rules are not standards. Standards are non-negotiables. This is what has to happen for me to stay. This is what has to happen for me to engage. This is what has to happen for me to let you in my life. This is what has to happen for me to keep you in my life. For instance, a man can't put his hands on me. That's a flat out standard. I have a zero tolerance for you touching me violently. I don't even play fight because I could accidentally poke you in the eye and you could get mad and you could smash me and then we have to break up because I started play fighting and it got violent. I don't want to lose you over a play fight. Just no. That's a non-negotiable. Don't I'm not gonna touch you, don't touch me. In that way. Non-negotiable. That means Eminem's song with Rihanna, where he's talking about hitting her. Next time I'll just throw my fist at the drywall. Next time there won't be a next time. I apologize, even though I know it's lies. Not for me. Not for me. You get one chance to hit me, I'm gone. You don't know my number, you don't know my address. I'm gonna call the police. If you show up, get a restraining order. I never knew you, you never knew me. We never even had to talk about each other. When you're telling your next girlfriend about your exes, you don't even ever have to mention me. I never existed. That's a non-negotiable. That's a standard. Boom. Most women have the standard of no inconsistency. You have to be consistent. That's the standard. But we'll settle for inconsistency because they think we can talk the man into consistency. Men don't hear words. Even the nicest of them. I've been with the nicest of them. The nicest, the most aware, the most emotionally intelligent. Yeah, they hear you. They don't move to words. They move to action. You know what your actions are? They enforce your fucking standards. They move to your standards. The valuable ones. The ones who haven't stepped into their value yet, well, the ones who are not aware of their value yet, they'll fall off pretty much instantly. Like, oh, shoot. I gotta put in work for this woman. I'm not. You don't want him anyway. Men are natural hunters. Why in the heck would you want different life? Different life. So, what did I say? Recap. You don't have your dream man because of your belief that he's not real, or that you made him up, or that you can't have him, or that he's too good to be true. And the facts are that your dream man already exists, that you have always been her, the woman who has it all. And the only reason that you haven't met him is because of your belief, which I already said, but that's very important. You are the only thing stopping you from having your dream man. No, it's not that the dating pool is shallow. The fuck? The opposite end of the opposite end of a swimming pool is 12 feet. Your belief is keeping you in the shallow when you can swim along to shit the 6 feet, the 8 feet. You don't even have to swim. You could get out of the shallow. You're in the shallow. Stand up, walk up the steps, walk down the other side of the dating pool, jump off the diving board, and go get your man. Nothing is stopping you from having your dream man but you. The belief that he doesn't exist, the belief that he's too good to be true, the belief that all good men are taken, the belief that he could be the most phenomenal man, but he'll still cheat. That belief that all men cheat is crazy. You dated all men? We have a bigger fish to fry than all men cheating. Because how did you end up with all men? And is your vagina health okay? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so I created a program and I'm freaking excited about my program. First of all, you may or may not know, I only do one-on-one coaching. That was all I was offering up until now. I would get on a consult call, and I'll figure out which program, which package to offer you. I had 1 month, but we're done with 1 month. I'm not doing that anymore. There's 3 months, 6 months, and then if you've worked with me for 6 months, you have the option to work with me for a year. But I don't offer a year to new sign-on people. You have to have worked with me for at least 3 months or 6 months. Those were the only packages. And it's weekly calls, homework. You have 24/7 access to me on Boxer, all that stuff. I just came out with a new program. It's called the Blissful Wife Academy. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. I add something new every day. The Blissful Wife Academy, it's a hybrid coaching experience. So here's what happens. You get 3 one-on-one coaching calls. This is a 6-month program. You get 3 one-on-one coaching calls, 1 in the beginning, 1 in the middle of the program, and 1 at the end of the program. In those calls, you'll get homework and things tailored to you and things like that. We work on specifically one belief. By the second call, that belief might have transformed into something, so we work on that. But we work on one belief for you specifically. So when the program is over, you've shifted that. And you're closer to your dream. After 6 months, you'll be attracting high value men prospects. So you won't. But your deepest belief, we work on your one deepest belief on those 3 coaching calls. Then we have weekly calls in the group. We have an accountability group because let me tell you the importance of community. Now, I wasn't going to do this because I thought, high value women don't want to be in a community. That's a lie. That's a lie. The one thing I learned about success in what's it called? Development, personal development. You have to be around like-minded people. Aside from the fact that you have to keep feeding your mind daily because you're now unlearning to relearn something else, to learn the truth. You need to be around people like you. And I'm going to use the example of when you learn a new language. When you become fluent in a new language, if the people you're around don't speak that language and you're not practicing, there aren't ways for you to speak your language. If you learn Italian, let's not even say Spanish because Spanish is common in America. You could run into somebody at work and speak Spanish and be okay. Italian is not common. You've learned Italian. You're African American. I don't even like that word. You're of Nubian descent. And you, where was I going with it? I completely had a brain fart. Oh, okay. The importance of community. I remember that. Accountability partners. If people okay, there we go. I'm back. Italian. You speak Italian. And no one around you speaks Italian. Eventually, you're going to forget how to speak fluent Italian. It happened to me. I was fluent in Spanish. I'm Nubian descent. Um, no, my family doesn't speak Spanish. They know regular stuff like hola, adios, some colors, and some numbers up to like 10 or something, or I don't know. Or maybe they can count by tens. I don't know. They know the basics. They weren't fluent. I was fluent. I didn't know anyone fluent, even in high school. The people who were in Spanish class with me, we weren't friends. I didn't know them. So maybe about like 6 to 7 years in, I completely forgot how to speak Spanish. I can understand it. People speaking it to me sometimes. I can't have a whole conversation, and that sucks. So I'm gonna go back and brush up. But this is the importance of community. So what am I saying? We can do, I can do the option without the group, but community is important. Being around not just like-minded people, but being around people who share the same or similar mission as you. People who have been on the journey that you're on. Some are a little bit advanced and some are just getting on the journey. You're more advanced than some. Everyone, connection is important. When we got into the social media boom, we stopped connecting. So I have the group, the community, for not only accountability and growth in a space to be comfortable, but for connection. Humans need connection. Now, this is not college where I make you participate in discussions in the group. You don't have to do anything in there, but it's highly recommended that you do. So we have this group space, beautiful group space. I made it with the intention of connection, inclusion, prosperity, right? Love. There's a loving environment. I have to give you a loving environment. I can't teach you love and not put you in a loving space. So we have this loving sisterhood circle, which you're going to be in for a year. Even though the program is 6 months, you are in the sister circle for a year. Then, if you pay in full, there's a pay in full bonus that instead of 3 coaching calls, you get um you get six. Is it six? 12? Wait, 12. It's bi-weekly coaching calls. You get bi-weekly one-on-one coaching calls for the 6-month program if you pay in full. That's the pay in, one of the pay in full bonuses. In this 6-month program, I promise that you will be attracting men. You'll be attracting your dream men. They'll be prospects. Now, some of you want to attract the husband, and some of you just want to have better dating lives. This is why we do the one-on-one call so I can tailor it to you. For those who want the husband, within 6 months, you will most likely have attracted one who either is your husband or very close to your husband. I've seen very close to your husband. Then he becomes the practice because you can do all this inner work. And if you have nowhere to execute the work, you don't know if it worked. So we call him the practice man. Comes in the practice man, and we tweak things as we go along because he's going to trigger things in you. And we work on the things that come up. And then we dilute them. And he either shifts into being the husband, or the man right after him is the husband. However, within 6 months, you're ready, and you're doing a complete identity shift in love. Because I know you have beliefs around love that are not helping you, or you would have your dream man. I know you have beliefs about your dream man, or you would have your dream man. I know it's kind of scary for you because you're skeptical. Can I do it in 6 months? I'm Ms. Maya J. I get it done in 6 months. And actually, I've got it done in 4 months. And sometimes it's taken 8 months. But in the ballpark of 4 to 8 months, bam. That's a bigger turnaround than you've been trying to figure your love that life out for the past few years, correct? Okay. So, yes, it will get done in 6 months. You do what I say. I also have what I call my love alchemy blueprint. Well, my love alchemy method. There's a blueprint and then there's a method. That's what we're going to work on for those 6 months. It's 4 phases. We go through 4 proven phases. You're going to be a whole new person. Not even a whole new person. Let's call it shedding. You're going to shed this person to embody the person you've actually always been. Remember, when people compliment you and say that you're confident, you don't believe you are. You're going to get to take those glasses off and see what other people have been saying. You're a wife. You're the woman who has it all. You're a keeper. My favorite, you're a once in a lifetime experience. This is not coming again. So, if my Blissful Wife Academy sounds of interest to you, it is a high level program, though. Also, let me say it's a high level program. I'm only accepting 10 people, up to 10 people. I only want 8, but I'm willing to accept 10. I want to keep it intimate. Also, since I'm having one-on-one calls, I want to be able to give you my undivided full attention, and I can't do that past 10 people. People, too many people. Ugh, I don't know, but it's a 6-month program, and I only run it twice a year. So come. I'm only gonna run it twice this year, maybe 3 times. But I'm thinking twice. So far, this is my first launch. So my first launch for this program. If you think you're interested, if you have questions, well, if you know you're interested, send me a DM that says love, and I will send you information on the about the program. However, if you think you want to work with me but you don't want to join the academy, send me a DM and I'll send you a link to book a call with me and we can talk about what program feels like a better fit for you. Maybe you want the 3-month one-on-one and you don't want to be in a group environment, or maybe you want the 6 months and you don't want to be in a group environment, right? Or maybe you just want to join the membership. There's a membership. So let me know. I would love to work with you. Your king is waiting for you. Stop keeping your king waiting for you. When you get the desire to have the dream man, it's because he's waiting for you. And there's no other reason. And there's no reason why you should be waiting. It's ready. You don't get the desire when it's not ready. You get desire when it's ready. It's time to go. Go for the gold. Get the gold at the end of the rainbow. Um, again, I'm Ms. Maya J. I help high achieving women manifest the man of their dreams in 6 months or less. And my Blissful Wife Academy is open. Follow me on Instagram. We're already on Facebook. You can send me an email or you can book a call with me. The link to book a call with me for Facebook is going to be in the comments. The link to book a call with me for the podcast is going to be in the podcast description of this episode. And I don't think I'm putting it anywhere else, but that's what I have for you guys. That's the epiphany. Oof. You already are all those things you think that you want to be. Step into being them. Stop being in denial. I'm not the woman who has it all. You are the woman who has it all. You are the woman who has it all. You had it all, quote unquote, except for the man. As soon as you got the desire for the man, though, you had it all. The end, complete. You must trust it. Must trust it so much that you're not checking the 3D. And you must trust it so much that you don't allow the 3D to give you new beliefs. Your belief is that you're a wife. The other half to your power couple is out there. Your king awaits. Let's go get him. That's all I have for you guys. I will see you soon, soon, soon. If I keep getting inspirational hits this week, you will see me soon, soon, soon. Bye.